can't tell you how great it is to have you here with me for today's news moto. Thank you for watching our videos. 100% of the money we earn from YouTube goes to charities in Cambodia, and you're helping us earn this money just by watching. In the description of our videos, you can see how much we've earned from YouTube and where the money is going. All of these details are in the description of this video, and you'll also find links to the charities in case you'd like to support them yourself. They're all reputable, long-standing organisations doing great work in the kingdom. We also have a supporters page with both Reach and Heartprint, and if you donate through those links, you'll help us to reach our fundraising goals. It's time to get started with this week's news. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of March, 2022. Let's clear up the usual items so we can get to the real news. It is not possible to get a visa on arrival for Cambodia. You need to get a tourist visa online prior to arrival. This can take a while. People have mentioned waiting 2 to 3 weeks before hearing anything, so make sure you allow for this in your planning. Remember that it's also no longer possible to convert a tourist visa to an E-type visa in country. It was for a little while, but now it's no longer possible. You can't get an E-type visa from an embassy or consulate unless you have a solid job offer or some other highly convincing evidence. Applications for the E-type visa are considered on a case-by-case basis at the moment, with a very low success rate for those who don't have a school or company brokering the visa for them. There is a lesser-known visa that we should discuss though. Called the C-type visa or the courtesy visa, this visa type is given to foreign staff of NGOs working in Cambodia. In case you don't know what an NGO is, it stands for non-government organisation, but really it's just another name for a charity. I never had one of these visas because when I worked for an NGO, I was recruited in country and I already had a long business visa. I would have had to leave the country and re-enter with new paperwork for the courtesy visa, and that just wasn't possible due to COVID. One thing to note about the C-type visa or the courtesy visa, the NGO has to have an MOU with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, which the MOFAIC or the MOFAIC. So this means it needs to be a larger, well-established NGO. At the moment, there are 343 NGOs with an MOU with the MOFAIC. Like those acronyms today. You can certainly find paid work with these NGOs, and the pay can be good if you bring some specialised skills and the organisation is well funded. If you manage to get a job with one of these NGOs, they'll organise a visa for your partner as well, as long as certain conditions are met. There's no cost associated with the courtesy visa because it is set up for people who work for charities. I'll leave a link to the list of NGOs that have an MOU with the MOFAIC, so you can check them out if you like. Google them and you can go to their website and see if they have any jobs going. You can also check out Bong Tom, which is a Cambodian job website where most NGO jobs are advertised. I'll put a link to that down below as well. Many of the big global organisations have a presence in Cambodia. Think Save the Children, Oxfam, World Vision, Halo Trust, Fred Hollows and heaps more. The list on the MOFAIC tells you their area of operation as well, whether it's education, health, conservation or whatever. I don't know why I never thought to talk about this before, but it's certainly an option if you want to work in international development rather than teaching and you don't feel ready to retire. NGO work can be really interesting. It also gives you the opportunity to give back and to work side by side with Cambodian staff. That was a medium to large sized digression. I hope you found it useful. The land borders with Vietnam, Thailand and Laos are still closed. At least that one was a quickie. On to the news of the week. Omicron case numbers are still high and all of the numbers reported have been diagnosed by PCR test. Of course, there must be many, many more out there that are not diagnosed, but since they aren't going to hospital, by and large, they're undetected. The only thing to consider on all of this is that if you're in Cambodia for a short stay and you need to test negative prior to your flight, you might be more exposed than you realise. Factor this possibility in if you can, because you might have to wait a week or so in order to test negative and be able to fly home. Phnom Penh City Hall has responded to people's complaints about constant repairs to roads and sewers. Some people who are tired of ongoing sewer reconstruction have begun singing a ditty. Build the road, then add a sewer. Then dig up the sewer to fix it when it gets clogged. Not much of a ditty, and I'm sure as hell not going to attempt to sing it for you. The Deputy Governor said on Tuesday that in order to renovate the sewers in the capital, the roads must be dug up to replace the current sewer pipes with bigger ones. The number of people increases from time to time, and that is why we need to upgrade our sewage system, or people's houses will face flooding due to sewage blockages, he said. Anyone who has spent any time in Siem Reap will be well aware of the process where a new road is put down, only to be ripped up, sometimes only weeks later, to work on the drainage or sewer system below. Cambodia and Australia have agreed to boost skills training for Cambodian police through a bilateral cooperation in the sector. It is hoped that the collaboration will further address crimes such as tech crime, fraud, and money laundering in Cambodia. I think Cambodian police could school their Australian counterparts in the importance of a well-laid-out table of shame. This is highly underutilised in Australia, and there is scope for strong development in this area. The Phnom Penh Municipal Court yesterday charged 3 Thai nationals, including a woman and a Cambodian man, for possession and transporting more than 63 kilograms of heroin and methamphetamine in the capital last week. If convicted, they face life imprisonment. They were arrested on the 3rd of March by the Anti-Drug Department Police in the Ministry of Interior. The Cambodian man was caught red-handed transporting the drugs from the Cambodia-Thai border in Koh Kong province to be kept in the rented house of the 3 Thai nationals in Phnom Penh, with the intention of distributing them to drug users. On to some foreign nationals behaving badly. You all know what is meant by foreign nationals by now, I'm sure. About 20 of these foreign nationals, both men and women, were arrested by Phnom Penh military police at a massage parlour early yesterday morning on charges of selling and using sex services. The bust took place at around 12:15 a.m. along Street 172 in Phnom Penh's Dawn Pen area. I know plenty of you are familiar with that neck of the woods. Military police raided the premises, known as Fragrant Bay, after a tip-off. Before searching the premises, police cordoned off the immediate area by sealing access by using their vehicles as makeshift roadblocks. After searching the premises, police detained about 20 foreign nationals, all Chinese, on suspicion of immorality and selling and using sex services. On to some local crime. 2 teenage gangs known as the 79 Gang and the 98 Small Gang were arrested by Phnom Penh police on Saturday after they ran amok on Koh Pik. The incident took place at 9 p.m. The 2 gangs had gathered to cause chaos, but their gangland escapades were swiftly brought to a stop by the minor criminal police of the Phnom Penh Municipal Police, who arrested a total of 18 people, including a woman, as well as confiscating 8 motorcycles. Onlookers described their antisocial behaviour, which included intimidating onlookers with displays of bravado, as well as chasing each other around bamboo trees. I'll just leave that there for a minute. Now moving on to a bit of good news. TK&D Manufacturing in Pursat Province has introduced an ingenious solution to tackle plastic pollution: rice straws. A study conducted by the United Nations Development Programme concluded that only rice-made straws could replace the conventional plastic straws, as they could save the environment and promote health. The rice straws have proven to be eco-friendly because they could be eaten after being used, or even turn into natural fertiliser if they're thrown onto the floor. The new intervention is a driving force for the betterment of the local economy in the improvement of farmers' livelihoods in the future, as it could create job opportunities. As Cambodia's iconic Irrawaddy dolphin continues to fight against the threat of extinction, the birth of a new calf was a cause for celebration among conservationists. According to the Department of Fisheries Conservation of the Fisheries Administration, this is the first dolphin calf recorded in the first 3 months of 2022. And that lovely news brings us to the end of this week's news. You're now up to date with all of the most important events in the kingdom. Thank you for watching. Links to the stories mentioned will be in the pinned comment, and the description of this video contains links to other channels making content about Cambodia, so be sure to check them out. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in our next video.